Aloha and good
Right on.
afternoon,
Well,
good
Hiro.
morning, good evening. My name is Jürgen Steinmetz, joining you from Livestream.travel, eTurbo News in Honolulu, Hawaii. And with me is Dr. Peter Tarlow, as always, joining us from College Station in Texas. And we have two guests today, and they're actually both here from our wonderful Aloha state, Benjamin Tongson and Dustin
Yes.
Hara. And I will explain a little bit about these two gentlemen. I met Benjamin just about an hour ago when I came back from lunch. And so I will explain about my lunch experience. But I thought it's so interesting what these guys are doing to have them on the event. And Peter, how's everything in Texas today?
Today was a great day in Texas. The weather was beautiful. It started out cold, but it went up to about almost 70 degrees with nice blue skies and a gentle wind. And people were out in shorts. So it was a great day. A lot better than on the East Coast of the United States, where they're having a terrible blizzard. As you know, that New York may have over 20 inches of snow. And they're expecting next week to have the coldest February in many, many years. And my grandchildren, who live in Maryland, are having a wonderful time because they're getting to be in sleds and they're out playing with snowballs and making snowmen. So they're very happy. I think the pets and the children are very happy. The people who have to go to work in the slush and the snow are not so happy.
Yeah, and I think who's also not very happy in New York, I talked to one of our correspondents earlier today.
Yeah.
There's an interruption in the COVID vaccine, what obviously is not good news because we're all waiting. They cannot have people wait in the snow. So that is a delay, what is unexpected and definitely not good. But for the kids and the sled, I understand.
Yes.
This is a good thing.
The children and also the pets. The dogs are very happy. They're playing in the parks and having a great time. So the adults aren't so happy, but the children are happy. And so they're having a white February. But lots of other stuff is going on besides the issues of the weather. Lots of interesting things are going on around the world, and we probably should talk a little bit about that before we get to our guests and your serendipitous meeting with them during lunch. So let's talk for a few moments about everything that else is going on in the world. You want me to start, or you want to start here?
No. You start, Peter.
Okay. Well, one of the interesting conversations that I had today was with Mozambique. And I'm very lucky I speak Portuguese, so I'm able to speak with them. And Mozambique is, for those who are unfamiliar, it's just north of South Africa on the Indian Ocean. It has lots of problems, but lots of wonderful things. So Mozambique does have some issues and military issues on its northern border. And it's had some terrible typhoons, hurricanes in the last season. Right now, it's a rainy season there. And they're having, like through much of Africa, problems with COVID, which is, of course, a worldwide phenomena. On the other hand, they're looking beyond that. And they're starting to think about ways that they can create a good tourism industry for maybe the Asian market, the African market, and even the European market. They have beautiful beaches and lots of interesting cultural and folklore. And so the issue is going to be to get beyond the health, to be able to turn Mozambique into a productive economic area. And so that's kind of a good thing, because we get so much bad news in tourism today that I think anytime you see people trying to come up with new ways to break through and create interesting phenomena, that's really important. So that's an important thing that's going on. We also see many countries are now working with trying to develop post-COVID experiences. And of course, the hope is as more and more vaccines come out, and of course, very soon we're going to have the AstraZeneca and the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. The Johnson & Johnson's great in the sense it's a little less effective, but it only takes one shot. And that means, especially for areas where people might not come back for a second shot, and you're a lot better off with 75% protection than zero. So that's another hopeful sign is coming. On the other hand, around the world, one of the big issues, which is going to touch all of us in tourism, of course, is the continuing roller coaster in the stock market as the little guys start attacking the big guys. And this is a real war. This is a sense of populism that's now coming to the stock market. No one quite knows what's going to be the result of that. And from a tourism perspective, the stock market reflects people's confidence in if they want to travel or not. So not everyone, of course, has millions of dollars in the stock market. But when the stock market goes down, people have a sense that there's a contraction going on and they get scared. One of the things we're seeing right now is a big expansion of silver. So silver has kind of gone to the roof at the moment. It may just be a bubble. It may be because they're trying to reverse short it. And therefore, this may be part of the Reddit syndrome that we're starting to see within the stock market. But one way or the other, that's going to really impact tourism tremendously. So lots of stuff is going on in the world. And a lot of times we have to connect the fact that what takes place in the world may not seem directly to be tourism news, but indirectly, it impacts everyone in the tourism industry. In Hawaii, that's everybody, because you guys desperately need the tourism industry to succeed in order for you to have a state economy.
I know, absolutely, Peter. And there is a little bit in some parts of the world, there is some encouraging news. Like today from China, Hyatt Regency opened a hotel in Ningzu Hangzhou Bay. I probably pronounced this wrong. And several other hotel groups, we reported about it in the last few days, opened dozens of new hotels in China. What, of course, is welcoming news in the travel and tourism industry, specifically in the hospitality industry. But in most parts of the world, unfortunately, we're not that far.
Yeah.
In Europe, of course, we're completely locking down. And today, Tom Jenkins said, and Tom Jenkins, if you don't know, is the head of the European Tour Operator Association. And we'll probably have him on tomorrow. And he talked about change of legislation that makes tourism and transportation in Europe even more difficult with Brexit. Germany, for example, today announced that they will charge VAT tax, what is, I think, a tax of almost 20% for tour operators or anyone operating from the UK in Germany. And of course, tour operators stationed in other EU countries are not affected. And UK is no longer part of the EU. Now they have to pay this tremendous tax.
Beaches is all about families, and keeping your family safe is our #1 priority. That's why we created our Platinum Protocol of Cleanliness, setting a new standard of excellence in health and safety protocols to give you a worry-free destination wedding of a lifetime. Beaches was built on connection. Connecting with family and friends, celebrating old times, and creating new beginnings. And we know the love you have for your family and having them there for the most special time of your life is what's most important. At Beaches, you can still have that happily ever after with a fully customized destination wedding surrounded by the people who mean the most to you. You can feel safe saying "I do" on a lush tropical garden, or walking down a white sand aisle with a calm blue sea as your backdrop. Our wedding venues are found in wide open spaces, nature-made for celebrating your love. And while we've always led the industry in health and safety protocols, our resorts are even safer now than ever, giving you a wedding free of worries, surrounded by love. That's why we've reduced the capacity of our venues and put more physical distance between guests. Instead of tables for 8 at your reception, we'll seat only 6 guests per table. We've eliminated buffets and specialty food stations, so all food will be plated and served by Beaches staff wearing masks. We're even offering live stream service of your wedding ceremony, so your friends and family who can't travel right now can still share in your special day. Once the vows have been exchanged, the honeymoon of a lifetime begins. And we're taking every measure necessary to ensure your health and safety during your stay at Beaches. As part of the Sandals Resorts family, we've followed in their footsteps in setting a new standard of excellence with our Platinum Protocol of Cleanliness. Together with the extensive research from local ministries and health officials, the Center for Disease Control and the World Health Organization, Beaches has instituted advanced hygiene practices across 18 key touchpoints. A triple check system that includes inspecting, cleaning, and sanitizing hard surfaces and common areas every 20 minutes. Adding auto-dispensing hand sanitizing stations throughout the resort. To ensure the utmost safety, Beaches will be using hospital-grade disinfectants, electrostatic sprayers for advanced cleaning, UV lighting equipment to inspect cleanliness, and air duct sanitization for each room before every guest's arrival. We've gone so far as to steam clean and sanitize carpeting and flooring prior to arrivals, and placing personal hand sanitizers in every guest room. For added safety, all staff members are required to wear protective face gear at all times. And from now on, guests can check in online at home, so they can bypass the front desk and go directly to their rooms. Stricter physical distancing protocols have also been put in place in every part of the resort. Chlorine and pH levels at all our pools and water parks are monitored every 2 hours, and we've taken added measures to protect the health and safety of your family. Our kids' camps facilities are sanitized before and after each use. And all of our professional nannies carry pocket-sized bottles of hand sanitizer. Our tween and teen hangouts, including the Xbox Play Lounge and Trench Town, are sanitized before and after each use with hospital-grade disinfectants. In addition, all our spa facilities and sports equipment will be sanitized before and after use to protect the health and safety of our guests and their families. Both Sandals and Beaches are committed to providing strict compliance and implementation of these safety protocols. So much so that we've created a dedicated quality inspection team at each resort to make sure all safety measures are adhered to. We can't wait to help you make your dreams come true with a destination wedding at Beaches. And while you're focused on your new life together, surrounded by those you love the most, we'll take care of everything else.
Aloha and welcome back to Island Style. You know, if you're in the other room, you've got to be a part of this because I'm actually kind of blown away. I'm down at Ala Center at Hiro Systems Hawaii. This is an amazing place that keeps you, your family, your business safe in this COVID time of need. David, I'm joined by you. I'm blown away. I came in here at your showroom. We got all kinds of stuff, but if anybody doesn't know, what does Hiro Systems Hawaii do? What do you guys do?
Well, we are Hiro Systems Hawaii. Our job is to bring systems and solutions in a time of need and fighting the invisible enemy for COVID-19. What we're doing is non-toxic. We also have something called our Easy 5 methodology where we make everything easy, effective, efficient, and empower everyone.
Now, David, I'm having so much fun down here, but you guys are a great company. What sets you guys apart from other sanitization cleaning companies out there?
Well, if you look at Tizo right now, a lot of these companies are using toxic, volatile, organic compounds.
Yep.
You get your pest control companies, your lawn care, and your mold remediation. For us, we don't use anything toxic. All of our compounds are non-toxic. All our solutions and systems are non-toxic, organic, and safe for you, safe for people, safe for pets, safe for everybody.
I love that. Pets are part of our family too.
And all of our systems deploy either part 1 or part 2 of the NOS tech, creating a safe state for everyone to be in, for families to gather, as well as for businesses to operate.
David, your showroom is amazing, and you got all the cool stuff. If anybody wants to come down, where should they get more information? And you guys kind of got a little giveaway thing that's really cool, right?
Absolutely. Because our systems and solutions are so new to the marketplace, what we wanted to do to show that our good faith is to offer free sanitizations to anybody out there who wants to reach out to 808-359-2298, or you can email us at info@hirosystemshawaii.com, or simply go to our website, hirosystemshawaii.com.
I love it. And again, come check out their place at Ala. It's so cool to see it for real. David, I want to say for real, thank you and all the great guys that you have working for you, because honestly, you're bringing technology that's keeping, well, all of us safe. So thank you so much for this, man. I really appreciate it. Awesome, you guys. We'll see you in a bit on Island Style.
I'm right across from the Ala Moana Shopping Center, what is the largest shopping center here in the state. And so many times I go to lunch, and I went to one of my most favorite Italian places, what is it, Ala Moana, and noticed a store I haven't noticed before. It's called Hiro Systems and Solutions. So I wasn't really sure what it is, but I walked in there because I was just curious, and I met Benjamin, who explained everything. And before I make a complete fool out of myself, Benjamin and Dustin, maybe you can tell us a little bit more what you're doing, and because I thought it was quite fascinating. Welcome. You have to unmute yourself. I'm sorry, I muted you just to stop some background noise here.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was moving around, but yeah, I guess I'm really happy to be on the show with you guys. It's an honor. Happy to be here with Dustin as well, who's like my co-founder, CEO, and brother, and helped me make all of this possible. So we'd found solutions that are available that can sanitize organically without harming you. Because what's in the market nowadays is it'll kill the bug and it'll kill you. It'll kill the coronavirus, COVID-19, SARS-CoV-2 that causes COVID-19, and it's harmful to you as well. So what we have done was we had incorporated the use of two chemicals, which is TEG, and the other one is HOCl, otherwise known as hypochlorous acid. Your body creates this. It's organic. Your body knows what it is. So it's used to fight infection from your white blood cells when you get cut. And the best way to fight infection is with something organic, something that's safe for you, rather than something that can kill everything like the quats and ammoniums we have out in the market. But I mean, I'm happy to answer whatever questions you guys have technically. And then
So Benjamin,
as far as the business side is concerned,
tell me, because I don't live in Hawaii, so, and most of the people listening don't live in Hawaii. So is your store dedicated to selling types of disinfectants, or what is in your store? Why would I walk into your store? So let's make it a little simpler.
Oh, okay. No, well, first off, we have a really good, nice presentation in front of the store that displays what we have. The reason you'd walk into our store is because you're curious, and that's what we have a good presentation in the front, and we draw people in once they get curious to come in. And
yeah, I mean, I walked in the store, if I can interrupt, because Peter, you weren't there, but I walked into the store because I came out and there was air coming out everywhere. So I thought, okay, what is this air doing?
That's what I'm trying to get.
Are they trying to disinfect me? And I thought, so I walked already by and I went back. Yes. So,
all right.
We're
so
getting
that's
to that.
because our listeners weren't there either.
Right.
So I want to make it really clear to our listeners, what it is. In other words, do you just go and get some disinfectant, or is it? What is the purpose of your store? What are you selling?
The purpose of our store is to educate people on how to fight and live with this new normal that we have of, having to put on masks and having to sanitize everything constantly and make things easy, efficient, empower everyone. We have a very easy system to use. It's organic. It's very easy, simple.
So
I could explain the whole thing to you.
So it's more or less like a store for disinfectants.
Well, but let me just also, because people don't really see it. When you walk in, maybe you can show us something. I don't know if you have a picture of it, but you kind of see, it's like you have fume coming out everywhere, right? It's like, looks like you're selling air conditioning in a way, right? So
yeah,
you don't sell a chemical. Yeah, Dustin. Okay.
Let me just pop in, and then let me share a little bit about the history, and then about kind of the concept and the intention behind how we've designed not only our storefront, but our branding, our systems, and our solutions.
Great.
So this started all the way back in the beginning of last year, spring to summer, right after the corona, the COVID-19 had hit us here in Hawaii. There were a lot of lockdowns, some of the initial lockdowns that were put into place. We were, brought down to tier 2 and then tier 1. Me and Ben have been good friends. We've done a bunch of wonderful business projects before. I've been very blessed. And some of our current small businesses were hit really hard during this time. Ben was also struggling with trying to bring his family back from overseas, and I had lost some really dear loved ones to COVID. So there was a really, personal motivation to come up with a solution that would work, not only work, but would be easy to use, cost efficient, and also non-toxic and safe. And when we looked into the marketplace, what was currently available, like Ben mentioned earlier, there only were a lot of toxic, very volatile chemical organic compounds available, like even like pesticides, and very expensive, systems as far as the application. So, in the midst of an economic impact, when people are financially impacted, along with all of the other restrictions, to ask someone to pay an exponential amount for disinfecting is not a reasonable or a long-term solution. Yes. And so that's kind of how the heart and the concept of Hiro was born, was how could we offer something that works, that could be used personally, daily, consistently, frequently, and that would be safe and non-toxic organic.
How are you doing? Are a lot of people coming into your store?
Yeah, we've been doing really, really great. One of our divisions of our company is called Hiro's Heart. We really believe in giving back and taking care of the community out here in Hawaii. And so we actually started our business with kind of a full, giving back and serving the community kind of initiative. So we've been providing free sanitization services to all of our local small businesses, to schools, state departments. We've helped the HPD and the fire department as well.
So maybe they can do it around the world. Can you expand?
Sorry, say it one more time.
They could use you, like, for example, in Chicago, where they're having this big fight over should children go back to school or not go back to school, and they say it's not sanitary. Could we expand your services and bring them to lots of cities in America?
Absolutely. That's a wonderful question. Our vision when we put Hiro together was not just to, solve a problem for Hawaii, but we actually brought in some really close friends and partners that are part of our executive management team. From Florida, from some parts of California, Texas, and Arizona. So we do have our phase 2 initiative of, sharing our solutions all into the greater North America area.
Now, basically, maybe it's interesting to understand, Dustin, if you can maybe explain a little bit, because when I walked into the store, I saw Benjamin was putting a mix, I think, of water and salt together and said, this is going to work.
Yes.
So explain how does this work?
So another great question, Jurgen. What's really interesting is the solutions that we've made available, which is TEG, triethylene glycol, and HOCl, which stands for hypochlorous. These solutions have been around and studied by many of the most credible American government associations since the 1930s, the 1940s. So we're talking about coming up on a century, in the making as far as the efficacy of these solutions being backed. HOCl and TEG both have been proven and tested and are listed with the EPA, the CDC, the FAA, American Journal of Public Health, and they're also considered USD and FDA food grade safe. So I know you mentioned the vinegar and salt mixture, and it's really interesting. I remember my grandma back in the day using vinegar to clean everything. Really, the solution to everything was vinegar. And sometimes some of the beauty in the power of natural elements is found in simplicity. And so our HOCl is a very simple solution. We've developed a generating system, which basically electrolyzes or charges the solution. And it's 3 simple ingredients: tap water, white distilled vinegar, and uniodized salt. And we have a range of settings from 5 minutes all the way up to 30 minutes, where you can make 150 parts per million of HOCl all the way up to medical grade disinfectant, 800 parts per million.
It will work, definitely. I was thinking you could do an extension and add apple cider vinegar to it, which people use to lose weight. And then you could lose weight while you disinfect.
Oh boy.
So you could deal with 2 problems at the same time.
We're gonna need
more and more
a
people are
slightly
using
more advanced system.
Pardon?
We're gonna need a slightly more advanced system to accomplish that initiative.
Yeah, but I mean, think about what you would accomplish for something like that. And as you know, people are using apple cider vinegar in everything right now because it's one of the key elements for people to lose weight. And again, you can drink it; it won't hurt you. It's good for you, a matter of fact, and it's anti-allergenic. So if you could
Yep.
combine that with, you'd be going against allergies, you could lose weight, and you could disinfect all in one.
Now, tell us,
That is
Dustin,
funny.
Here in Hawaii, of course,
And you can call it the Peter Tarlow system there.
Oh boy.
We definitely will.
No, Dustin, I'm wondering because a lot of our viewers and listeners and readers are in the travel and tourism business. We have a lot of business in the hospitality industry is one of our largest audience. And so I'm wondering, here in Hawaii, of course, we live on tourism. There's a lot of hotels in our immediate neighborhood from your store. So how would your system benefit a hotel? Is it something what hotels are really using, or did you talk to hotels, or how could they benefit from it?
Yeah, that's an absolutely great point. Part of our market strategy when we developed these particular systems and solutions was to, enter the market, penetrate the market with helping the most high traffic, high contact, high risk to exposure type of businesses and locations. And so, part of that initial group was going after hotels and speaking with hotels, seeing how we can serve them and help them. Obviously, for the past majority period of time, most of the hotels have been closed down, unfortunately, and the tourism has been very restricted. I know they have started, reopening, following certain sanitization measures and social distancing. So we're definitely interested in connecting with the right people so we can help our tourism industry out here. We've spoken with a couple of management individuals and also some people that are involved. So far, it's been a little bit of a process, if you will, to get in contact with the decision makers. But that's definitely a demographic that for Hawaii in particular would definitely benefit us significantly.
And now I know we have talked about hotels. We have talked about, is it infrared? I may get this wrong, Peter. I know.
Ultraviolet.
Ultraviolet. Is this, how would you compare your system with the ultraviolet cleaning system?
Sure.
I think what is used on airplanes and also in hotels.
So another great question. So there are a lot of phenomenal solutions out there, pre-COVID, and also some great applications of technology that have been developed, right, to combat the COVID. As far as I know out here in Hawaii, I know some of the hotels have been using a couple of different applications. One of them is a fogging type of system. The solutions they are using, unfortunately, are some of the current solutions that are on the market, which are not non-toxic. So there is a 48-hour wait time between after a guest leaves, they sanitize before they can allow the next guests to come into the room. So there is a loss of 2 days of booking time as far as backing guests back to back. They're also using UV light technology, which you mentioned, which works and has been proven to work. It's been around for some time. I would say the significant difference as far as efficacy with UV light application versus HOCl and TEG, the solutions that we have, would just be the time frame needed for exposure to that particular area in order for it to fully be able to sanitize and disinfect that particular area.
But your system, could it replace ultraviolet, or are you competing with ultraviolet?
I would not say that we are competing with ultraviolet. It is a different type of application. It definitely works for us when we, put together our particular systems and solutions. We really dig into what would be, not only the quickest, but one of the most effective and powerful and non-toxic type of applications that we could make available at a very cost efficient type of a price point.
I think that's really the issue, is cost efficiency.
Yes.
You're right that ultraviolet, when I traveled from Texas to Washington over Thanksgiving, we brought an ultraviolet lamp with us. But one, you have to use batteries. You have to make sure that it doesn't go out of power. If you had a spray, that would work just as well in most cases, or some sort of fog, or maybe a humidifier what you put.
And that's what you guys have, right? That's what
Yeah.
I saw, Benjamin. Yes.
And if
yes.
you put a humidifier in, that would do the same, absolutely the same job, but 1/16 the cost. And
Absolutely.
so that's
Yes.
so. And the other area where you really it's needed terribly in the tourism industry is in airline terminals, because the airplanes themselves are safe. The terminals, that's a kind of a question.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I think that those are lots of ideas, and maybe somebody listening today will be ecstatic and want to get in touch with you. How would they do that?
Absolutely, and great point. Just to kind of confirm, Peter, two of the points you made. Two of the most prominent applications that we looked at, which we have made available, is an aerial sanitization that works immediately and that's safe. And that's we've accomplished that through our My Hiro system using triethylene glycol, and also a contact surface application that would work upon contact without oversaturation. Right. And so we've accomplished that through our sidekick systems using HOCl. If people want to get in contact with us, like you mentioned, I know, thanks so much, Jürgen, for stopping by earlier today. We have a beautiful Ala Moana location located in Ala Moana Shopping Center, right between Champs and the main food court on the ocean side. And we've put together a really fun, immersive experience, if you will. It's called our NAS experience, NAS. And that stands for Nano Atmospheric Sanitization. And basically, it's a fun, short, completely immersive experience that will introduce you to the world of non-toxic sanitization. You folks can also visit us at hirosystemshawaii.com. That's HIRO systemshawaii.com. Or you can give us a call at 808-359-2298. And we're always on site to personally help you.
Say the number again slowly. If
Yeah, and we're going to put it on the screen as well, so people can easily see it. So don't worry about it. But yeah, the store is nice, but a lot of people are not here in Hawaii, and they may not have a chance to immediately visit us. And from what I understand from your colleague Hayden, I believe, in the store, Hayden, yes, who said he's from Arizona originally, and you said you're already expanding to other areas. So I think the website would be a good start to find out. And I also suggest you join our World Tourism Network and maybe our aviation committee and our hospitality group, because I'm sure we have many in the world that are interested to learn more about this. And it's great, great networking. And hopefully if you do, we might have you on another event where we can talk about it within our interest groups. But this, it was quite an interesting visit today, I have to say. That's why I immediately thought, okay, we should get these guys on the show. And thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much, Jürgen.
Okay.
Yes, thank you so much.
And if you come to Texas, I'll be glad to frequent your Texas branch. Should you come to? Should you come to?
Excellent. Hey, we look forward to coming out there. We have a couple of partners out there already helping us to.
You can't say partner. You can say howdy, partner.
Howdy, partner.
Howdy, partner.
You have to learn to speak Texan.
Okay. Well, thank you everyone for listening, for watching, and we say aloha here in Hawaii. And I wanted to remind everybody, you find an archive on this on livestream.travel. You find this and many other events. And if you're watching us live on Itobo News or any of our other platforms, look out for an article, and you can also link for the article, and you find the contact information for Hiro Systems Hawaii as well. But again, thank you very much, Dustin and Benjamin, for joining us. Aloha from here, and good night to Texas, and good morning, good night, wherever you guys are.
All right, take care.
Peter, honor meeting you, Peter.
Bye-bye.
Jürgen, thank you for stopping by.
Same here. Bye-bye.